But first tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris in Houston. This is her plane touching down at Ellington Field just before 4. Her motorcade later arriving at the Office of Emergency Management.
The presumptive Democratic nominee is set to speak at the American Federation of Teachers Convention tomorrow in downtown Houston. Good early evening to you. I'm Mia Gradney.
And I'm Lynn Cannon. We have team coverage of the Vice President's arrival tonight. We are previewing her speech tomorrow at the growing momentum around her campaign. We start with Matt Doherty outside the Office of Emergency Management, where Harris is just leaving. Matt?
Yeah, we're standing right across the street on the St. Pius side of North Shepherd, if you're familiar with that. And you can see the motorcade is leaving now live, exiting this meeting that she was having with some of the city and county leaders today. Now we know that you can get down there, so you can see some people waving. Some people came out, and this was not a visit that we thought was planned. We didn't know about this until kind of the last minute. So there's only a small crowd out here, but some people have come out to wave to the Vice President as she passes through. So here's what we know. Earlier today, she was meeting about the hurricane aftermath inside the Office of Emergency Management. She was meeting with Houston Mayor John Whitmire, Harris County Commissioner Rodney Ellis, Houston Police Department Chief Larry Satterwhite, Fire Chief Sam Pena, City of Houston Director of Public Works Randy Machi, as well as Solid Waste Management Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, as well as the Fire Marshal. We've not been told exactly where she's going to go next, but we do know that this meeting that she had lasted little more than an hour or so, and as you can see, these emergency management vehicles, you're going to see some of these undercover officers in the backs of these vehicles leaving, and some ambulances as well. So, waiting to get an update on what exactly was discussed in that meeting. I'm sure we're going to get that in just a little bit and find out where the Vice President's next stop is tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, Matt, thank you. Office of Emergency Management. She might have been talking about that storm we had.
Which one?
And recovery.
We had two.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pick one. All right, it's been a hectic week for the VP. She has campaigned now in Wisconsin, Indiana, and now Texas.
But it is not just Texans she's here to talk to. Victor Jacobo joins us now to tell us more about the significance of her visit. Victor.
Yeah, it really comes down to the audiences she's speaking to. In Indiana, she was speaking to Zeta Phi Beta, an historically African-American sorority, and here she'll be speaking to the American Federation of Teachers. Really comfortable audiences for her. Remember, she was in a sorority herself. Her parents were academics, but both groups really represent key constituencies for the Democratic Party. On the one hand, Black women who are considered the backbone of Democratic votes, as well as labor unions. Both groups considered effective networks to reach out to voters and build enthusiasm that can be important for the Democratic Party. Yes, Texas is not really considered a swing state. It would be an uphill battle for Kamala Harris to really change things there. But in speaking with KHOU political analyst Brandon Rottinghouse, he told me that there is still a very important Senate race between Ted Cruz and Colin Allred with national implications that she can throw her support behind, as well as this plants the flag for the Democratic Party for long-term plans in the Sun Belt in states like Texas. And so when considering all of that, that's an important reason for why she's going to spend time here. But her visit also highlighting some of the criticisms here. The Republican Party sharing this statement ahead of her visit, targeting the Biden-Harris record on the southern border. The GOP criticizing Harris for not traveling to the border despite being in Texas, and saying voters want a president who will end the border crisis, protect families, and inflation, which is why they claim voters will send the former president Donald Trump to the White House. Now, also happening tomorrow as part of that criticism, pro-Palestinian protest is scheduled for outside the GRB. That's going to be happening while she's going to be giving that keynote address. So really all eyes are going to be on Houston for tomorrow. I'm reporting live downtown. Victor Jacobo, KHOU 11 News.
A lot to look out for come tomorrow. Victor, thank you.
And Sherman Chow is also in downtown Houston, where Harris will speak tomorrow. Sherman?
Yeah, Len, she's scheduled to speak at 10 a.m. tomorrow here at the GRB. It will be the fourth and final day of the National Conference for the American Federation of Teachers. About 3,500 members estimated to be attending. Now, earlier in the day, there was a rally across the street at Discovery Green, folks protesting the state management of HIAC. No surprise, the American Federation of Teachers has endorsed Harris as the Democratic Party nominee. Several folks telling us that they support Harris because she is a woman.
We as women have to come out and stand and fight for her.
You know what critics say. They'll say, does it really matter if it's a man or a woman? It should be the most qualified person. And you say?
Most of us, but most of our opinion will say, not a woman. Even though it depends on the qualifications. But over the years, as you can see, some people who ain't qualified has been president before.
That is Kim from St. Croix, the AFT chapter there, sharing her opinion without words. The AFT saying it represents some 1.8 million members. It is affiliated with the AFL-CIO, a powerful and natural political ally with the Democratic Party. Harris riding the momentum of securing her party's nomination 2 days ago, and she is hitting that campaign trail hard. We're live in downtown Houston. Sherman Chow, KHOU 11 News.
Thank you, Sherman. VP Harris garnering support from historically black colleges and universities across the country.
Katira Winfrey is at Texas Southern University tonight with more on how Harris is energizing young voters. Katira?
Well, Vice President Kamala Harris is a graduate of an HBCU, much like Texas Southern University. And the people I spoke to today say they are excited with just the possibility of her becoming president. That should be celebrated. Texas Southern University is welcoming a new batch of freshmen this week. Volunteering is senior Michaela Wallace. She's the president of the TSU debate team.
I think it's very inspirational for black women who want to get into politics or who want to be public servants to see that, you can be the top of the top.
When news dropped that President Biden would drop out and endorse Harris, the debaters got to work.
We are very, politically informed, and we have to know about those things when it comes to debate. So we were already doing, research.
It's an exciting time for women and HBCUs. TSU grad Kamaya Marshall was just named a senior advisor to the Harris for President campaign. In a statement to me, he said the upcoming election is of utmost importance and the progress made by the Biden-Harris administration must be protected. I am proud to be part of this team, fighting for a better tomorrow and future ahead.
I woke up the other day and I thought, oh my God, my dear friend is going to be president of the United States.
Melanie Miles is an HBCU grad from Howard University. She's an attorney and longtime friend and sorority sister to the vice president.
We have an opportunity to change the course of history here, and it's so important.
Miles says so many groups have galvanized around the idea of our first woman president, and they're ready to see what comes next.
I think that it's super revolutionary that we've got.
And many people say they will be watching the vice president's speech to see what she has to say. Reporting live on the campus of Texas Southern University, Katira Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
Thank you, Katira.
And you'll be able to stream Vice President Harris's speech tomorrow on KHOU.com, as well as the KHOU 11 mobile app and KHOU 11 Plus.
All right.